I'm here this morning to talk to you about the arrest of one of our employees. Actually, kind of as we speak, because she hasn't been booked into jail yet, but that'll probably be happening within the hour. Officer Cheryl Cummings. She's been on the job since 1997. She's been on a light duty assignment for years. I don't know exactly how long. It's been a long time. She was currently assigned to the Zone 4 substation as an officer out there that assists citizens that come into the county. As you all know, we have an integrity unit that looks into allegations of criminal misconduct against not only our employees, but all city employees. And some time ago, they received information that Officer Cummings was possibly taking items from the substation that had been turned in by citizens. From time to time, there's property found or whatever that was turned in so that we can put it in the property or try to find the owners. So with that, they conducted what we call an integrity check. It's something that we do from time to time with various things that happen. If we get information about something or somebody doing something they're not supposed to, we'll set it up to see if they will. So the integrity unit, with the assistance of the FBI, used an FBI agent so that it would be someone not known to our people. The agent went into the Zone 4 substation with a bag. There was a new purse with a gift receipt inside a JCPenney's bag. Turned that into Officer Cummings and said, "I found this in the parking lot." Surveillance was done that afternoon. Integrity detectives saw her take that bag to her car. That's been a few weeks ago now. We weren't following her and doing surveillance, but we continued to check. And the purse stayed in the car for some time, and we were waiting to see what might happen with it. We've gotten to a point where we no longer knew where the purse was. So this morning, the integrity unit served a search warrant, searched her car. The purse was not in the car. They brought her down to interview her on this and some other things. And as a result of all this, she will be arrested and charged with petty theft based on the value of that purse. They're working on all the paperwork stuff that they're doing now. You know how that goes. It got delayed just a little. But within the hour, she should be booked. And then as soon as that happens, Shannon will get you guys a copy of the arrest and booking report. I'd like to point out to you that in 2004, this officer was arrested. Before I was in any of these positions, so I don't have a lot of real detailed information. Some of you will probably have some file information. It was a very convoluted theft case. It involved, I briefly read over some of the information. She made contact with somebody who had a problem with a credit report. She said she could help them get the credit fixed for a fee. And I guess there are companies that do that and work to repair your credit. So Officer Cummings, it appears, served as a middleman on that transaction. Then there was some question about how much of the money actually went to the company and how much and where the rest of it went. At that time, in 2004, she was arrested and charged with a felony theft because the amount of money was over the $300 threshold. Again, I don't have a lot of detail about that, but that criminal case was then transferred to county court, TCC. It was dropped to a misdemeanor theft, and then the judge that had that case ended up they ended up null prosing that case. I guess the judge didn't do it. It was in conjunction with the state, but the case was null prosed and dropped. It was when you read it, you'll see it's, you know, this person's telling this person and they're giving money to them, and then she says she bought a coupon with somebody. It's a little convoluted. As a result of all that, we weren't able to sustain any administrative charges at the time. There was a case that was open and investigated, but because all the criminal charges were dropped, we just didn't have much. So I just want you to know that. You'll probably figure that out when you get back to your place and find that name again. So I think that's most of it. Got a question or two?
What is the spelling of Cheryl Cummings?
C-U-M-M-I-N-G-S.
How do you spell Cheryl?
C-H-R-Y-L.
Was evidence, any type of evidence in cases involved?
No, it wasn't any of that kind of stuff. It was like found property stuff, like the purse. We were told that there were some items. You know, they're still working, but you know, as they were interviewing her, and she didn't know why we were interviewing her, she admitted that, yeah, there was somebody turned in a wallet the other day, and I took it home because I was going to try to find out who it belonged to. And she actually brought that back into us when we called her and talked to her today. It's that kind of stuff.
But there's nothing compromised in any other
case? No investigations are compromised. It's just, it literally is stuff that I guess she would think that somebody lost, and if she gave it a little time and nobody claimed it, nobody was going to miss it. So
So while she's only charged with the theft of that one purse, she's suspected of taking other items?
Well, we were given information that she was, but we don't have enough to charge her with any of the rest of that. This one we do because we gave her the item and she took it.
She has not been charged yet. Has she been charged?
They're working on it right now. They're writing the dockets. So she will be charged with a petty theft and be booked into our pretrial detention facility within the hour.
And you said she's been on administrative or light duty. Was there a reason for that?
It's medical. She was on temporary limited duty for, couldn't perform the full functions of a police officer. And we have some positions we put in for that.
So she had a desk job in that
Yes,
office?
yes.
I'm sorry, could you tell me what part of town that is?
It's the Zone 4 substation, it's Cedar Hill Shopping Center on the west side.
Well, how old is she?
I don't know. I'm not going to guess a woman's age, so I'll let you figure that out.
What's the value of the purse?
$60 or so, or $100. I don't know. Whatever. It was, the grand theft is over 300. It was less than that. So.
And it was about 2 weeks ago you were?
2 to 3
given a
weeks
heads
ago,
up?
I think, yeah, that we
By
did that.
by an employee or
I'm sorry, I missed you.
by someone who works there that she might be taking stuff?
Oh, we've got that information some time ago, and I'm not going to really go into who's told us what. But we had information that was possibly going on, and so we followed up on it.
Have there been other disciplinary issues?
No, I pulled her history, but let me say that for a lot of years, she's been in one of those kind of assignments where you're not as likely to get. I only saw the one that I talked about from the arrest, which was not sustained, and then there were a couple of complaints that came in, and according to you've seen the concise histories where they say supervisor referral letter, so it's a minor complaint of some kind that we send out to their supervisor to handle, and that's all that was on there. But you can get a copy of that. That was the only 3 entries I saw on the concise.
How long was she there at that substation?
I don't know.
How long
She's
was
been
she
out there for a
there?
while. She's been on since '97, so big 16 years this year sometime.
Has she been terminated or is
What is
she,
her status?
what's her?
Well, what will happen at this point now is we have to conduct an administrative investigation. Under the civil service rules and the police officer bill of rights and all those things, there are certain steps that we have to take. So she will be arrested. Typically we would put them in a limited duty assignment to strip all their police powers, which we will do with her. She still has a badge and all, but we will take that stuff. Her assignment won't change much, but under the law, just like anybody else, they're innocent until proven guilty. And we will start conducting an administrative investigation. And when that's complete, if it's sustained, this is what she did, then I can tell you, I'll probably seek termination.
Is this a felony?
It's a misdemeanor because it's under $300.
Any further questions? All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you, folks. And he'll get you that docket since they've got it. It should be in an hour and a half.
So she's being processed right now, so she's being charged, and then, so what's going to happen to her later today?
She'll go to jail, and then she'll bond out or she won't. I mean, that's up for her.
Do you do anything special for her, put her in a different
Well,
location?
with somebody like that that's a police officer, they tend to put them into like an isolation kind of area. They don't put them in the general population. So.
Okay, and so what happens when she posts bond? What happens with her job? She
will be reassigned somewhere else where she won't have any sort of police.
But by law, she has to be able to continue to work.
Well, I can't suspend her without pay or any of those kinds of things until I do some things that are laid out in the law, and that's what we've got to work on next. It's just a process we have to follow.
Any further questions? All right, thank you, sir.